to SGN Tech Forum. So today in this IoT Fun Kit video, we are going to understand another very important sensor, which is called soil hygrometer, which is used for moisture detection. That means it can detect moisture in soil and can be used for your automatic watering system or smart irrigation system, right? So it's very easy to use sensor, and as you can see, it's available quite inexpensively on Amazon, right? What it comes along with, as you can see, three parts. So basically, the resistive sensor legs, which you bury in the soil, and then you have the chip where you have input connections and the output connection towards microcontroller, input connection toward this resistive legs, and you use your jumper wire to connect to the sensor. Also, let's understand the data sheet. All right, soil moisture hygrometer detection sensor module. This is a little bit different, but mm, pretty much what we saw in the Amazon, it's a bit different from that, but same basic functionality, right? So it's a soil humidity sensor, works with 3.3 to 12 volt voltage, DC voltage, and then the current level and interface. The interface is pretty interesting, and I will show you when we actually hold the sensor in our hand. I'll show you what are the different pin out. But what is interesting about this sensor is it has a DO and AO. That means you can get a digital value or analog value. And that means you can connect it directly to Arduino or Raspberry Pi, right? So the principle is the soil humidity probe is detected humidity, the voltage comparator is judging the humidity amount, and basically it's measure the resistance between the legs of two resistive sensors, and if there is a difference, the GPIO pin go high, right? So I'll post this link in description. Feel free to give it a read. It's not a very long document, quite concise document, which give you the good background how the sensor works. And let's go ahead and look at our program, right? So as you can see, this is a very simple program available on internet probably. What we are doing, we are again just same startup. So we are setting up our GPIO pins. I'm going to use GPIO pin out 21 with GPIO BCM. So it's not actually physical pin number, but the GPIO BCM number. And this we are going to set as GPIO in. Okay, so every time water is detected, the GPIO input is going to go high, right? Otherwise, it will print soil dry. So if water is detected or moisture is detected, input pin go high, and you will get a print message water detected. Otherwise, you will get a print soil dry. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to initiate this program, and while you cannot see the water, and I'm going to pour the water uh, in the cup where my sensor is residing. So you cannot see it right now. I'll show you in a moment. But right now, the legs are sitting in a dry soil. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take some water in my hand in a cup and try to pour it here. Make sure you stay clear. Yes, as you can see, water is detected, right? And if I try to move it from here and try to insert it somewhere where the soil is dry, it prints soil dry. So this is how it works, right? I'm gonna switch the video screen and show you the same thing, water detected and dry, while we do it practically. All right. Let's review the hardware setup, right? So as you can see, this is our resistive soil moisture sensor, and I am setting it up on a breadboard. Okay, so let me just unplug it and make sure you have this powered on off your circuit. Okay, so if you look closely, it has 4 pin here, which is going to interface with your Raspberry Pi, and these pins are named as VCC, ground, digital output, and analog output, right? VCC, ground, digital output, analog output. That means it can connect to your Raspberry Pi at the same time. It can connect to your Arduino where you have analog inputs, right? And another side of this soil moisture sensor, you can see there are two pins connected, and that goes to this resistive legs, right? So you have to connect the chip, hygrometer chip, to the resistive sensor legs, and for that you are going to use male to male wires, and it doesn't matter how you connect them, there is no positive or negative, so feel free to connect in any ways, right? So once you have that connected, and then what you can do, you have to make the GPIO connections to Raspberry Pi, and for that we are going to set it up on the breadboard, right? And always take a reference for some pin number. Okay, it is sitting here, and as you can see I have made my connections already. So my first is VCC, then ground, and finally uh, digital output, because I'm going to use Raspberry Pi as a controller, right? So when we run the program, you will see GPIO pin numbers in action. Let me go ahead and power up um, the controller board. So I have kept my microcontroller, that is Raspberry Pi, in power off state. Let me just connect the power. As you can see, as soon as I connect the power light on the chip gets turned on, right? And as power light gets turned on, that means uh, power board is getting powered, and now we will use this resistive sensor to detect moisture of the soil, right? So as it goes inside, if it detects something, the water, you are going to see the another LED light getting turned on. Okay, but for that we need to run the program first, right? So that it starts sensing logic on the GPIO pinout. All right, that we are going to do next, and let's move on to our screen. Thank you. Okay, while our program is running, I'm going to demo the same thing one more time. As you can see, my sensor is sitting in the cup, and I have parked it somewhere in the dry soil. While program is running, as you can see on sensor board, just one light is on because it is not detected, the GPIO input is not high. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour some water, right? Uh, this is a kiddie cup from my daughter, and let me just, yes, as you pour the water, you can see water detected. And what happened as an effect of water detected, the second LED still also go high, right? That is our GPIO input. So this is how you can use your soil hygrometer or soil moisture sensor. I hope you like the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and subscribe. Thank you.